one word that comes to mind is development. So not every solo section has that built into it. There's a lot of sort of stop time kind of figures in that that part of the tune, which I really appreciate because it gives you space to kind of make a statement and then answer it. So, you know, if I were to nerd out, I would say that's motivic development. In layman's terms, I would just say it's kind of like question and answer. So you play something, kind of ruminate on it, and then you answer it back. For that particular solo section, I could have come out guns blazing, but that's not really what the music required. So it kind of backs down a little bit and then gradually takes off somewhere. I remember there was one point where we did talk about where at the end of the solo, everything kind of like simmers down, and then suddenly there's this big crescendo into the rest of the tune, which I thought was really unique and kind of gave it a little bit of intrigue in that section. I don't know when I have the take. What I do know is that after 3 takes, it's not going to get better. So probably the best take is going to be either the first or the second one, and then maybe the third. But after that, it's like you're trying to recreate something that already happened, and usually at that point, I realize, you know, it's better to go back and listen to what's already been recorded. The other thing is it really helps to have a producer in the room who can say, yeah, you know, because as musicians, we're such perfectionists. We're like, oh, I really played that one better than the first one. And the producer may say, yeah, but you were really digging in and you had some, you know, it's a little more rough, but there was some energy there that I really liked on that other take. And you kind of have to, you know, be objective about yourself, which is so hard to do as a musician. Finding the best take, for me, is always the hardest thing to do. The most obvious thing is there's no audience there. So the audience is in the future, the audience is imagined. So you can't really count on that cyclical energy that you get playing in the same room with people who are listening to you and then feeding back. At the same time, you kind of want to bring that creative spark and energy that you have in a live setting. So that's the challenge, you know, bringing that energy of live performance into a situation where there isn't an apparent audience. Yeah, I mean, there were a number of musicians that I played on that session that I hadn't played with before, and everybody was just really focused, intense, with great energy, but at the same time, it felt pretty relaxed. The music itself kind of harkens back to the music that I listened to growing up as a musician, really heavily influenced by, like, Chicory Electric Band, you know, these fusion kind of groups that are sort of, at least in New York City, I don't seem to really hear that kind of music very much. So this was, for me, just like a really fun session. I don't often get to pick battles with other saxophone players, but, you know, why not? It's just an opportunity to exchange ideas.